start a vlog.
I know it's getting started.
It's been recording this entire time. Hello, everyone. I'm taking my socks off like I'm Mr. Rogers. What is happening? Welcome to a vlog, guys. This isn't how they usually start. This is the SteamyLit Con vlog, so it's gonna be a little different. If you hadn't already guessed by the difference in the decor. Also, please note, as a Floridian, apparently I cannot escape Mickey Mouse. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Welcome to the vlog. This is the SteamyLit Con vlog. I think I already said that. Do I know if I'm going to be reading books? I'm going to try, but it's probably not going to happen. We are going to go... Hi. Chaos has arrived.
I just want to make sure you didn't think you were talking to yourself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they can hear you.
It's fair.
I am here with Brianna. We are staying in this lovely Airbnb that I might give you a tour of later. I don't know, there's not much. There's this room. Ta-da! There's that way, which is a bathroom in Brianna's room. There is a kitchen.
There's a Mickey Mouse.
There's a Mickey Mouse. And then there is my room. Anyways, I'm here opening the vlog. We are going to go and do registration here in a minute, and then we will let you know what we got there. And then we're gonna figure out what we're doing tomorrow.
Should we be closer so you can...
I was gonna say, like, I feel like we need to be a little
Here.
bit...
Here, we'll just do it this way.
This way. No? There we go. Is that close enough that you can see both of us?
We made it. I found a Margaret.
I found a Brianna.
Hi. We're gonna do our swag bag opening.
We went and we registered, and then Brianna already is talking me into bad financial decisions.
Have you met me? So we went to Briarwick, which is like the cool bookish candles, and they were doing a sale.
They were doing a sale. Mom, if you're watching this, don't. Hold on, let me get mine up a little bit higher because we're cutting off the top of your head.
I got 3 candles.
I did too, but I don't know if I can get them out.
I know that I had to rip them. That's fun. Okay, book Hangover,
Okay.
which is Cocktails and the 5 Stages of Grief. I don't know what that means.
You don't know the 5 stages of grief?
I know what I don't know what that is as a smell.
This one is Go Away, I Am Reading, which has orange scones and cinnamon buns. My next one is fan fiction.
Ooh.
Do you want to stop looking at my... Oh, we're looking at Brianna's face now. Lemons, limes, and grapefruits. This smells...
All right, so this one is Touch Her and You Die, which is like, I love that. Dark Plum, Currants, and Woods. Did you smell this one?
I think
Because it was on the other side.
Yeah, I did. My last one is a dark romance.
Oh, we're getting my
We're
face
getting
again.
your face again. Okay. And that is leather spices and dark cologne.
And my last
Smells so
one
good.
is the Shadow Daddy. Shout out to Neva.
Watch out, someone will unsubscribe if they hear you call anyone daddy.
This is Black Amber, Shadows, and Secrets. Again, I don't know what secrets smell like. Shirts.
That's so cute.
Oh, that is cute.
That's really...
Oh, it's very California. But I keep seeing SLC, which is SteamyLit Con.
But that's also Salt Lake City.
And like all of the abbreviations are like, SLC is coming soon. And I'm like, I'm here already.
Oh, I've got a little mask.
It's a bramble.
We have... Oh, okay, interesting. We've got little pencils from Harlequin, it looks like.
I'm Afterglow books.
That's my bag.
Sierra London something. A temporary tattoo and a custom drink coaster.
Elizabeth Briggs gave us these little hand sanitizers. That'll be good for like a single one.
There's 4 books in here.
Yes, I did see that there were 4 books. Do you think we got all the same? I don't think
No, we got
all
different ones.
the... Okay.
Okay.
So,
Curves for Days by Laura Mower.
I have a Lakeside Reunion by C. Chilove.
A novella, Love at First Chapter, an Afterglow Books Spicy Romance Sampler.
I do believe I have that same one right here.
Oh, it looks like it was probably like one.
One of...
I think, was it all of them?
Or potentially, or
it's like the first chapter. Yeah, it's the
like,
first chapter of all of them.
Oh, that makes sense. I have Stealing Home by Grace Riley.
Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez.
The one sport I actually know.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I haven't read this one from Abby yet.
No.
Also, I don't think Abby's actually going to be here this weekend.
Yeah, wasn't she on the list of people who canceled?
Well, she's like, she might be here Saturday.
Yeah.
But she had something going on.
Final one I have is The Air He Breathes by Brittany Cherry. What the heck? That gave you such a thick book.
This book terrifies me. I know exactly what book this is.
Oh, there's my button. It was all the way at the bottom. Oh, I got Enemies to Lovers.
Ooh. That was it. All
That was
the other
it?
stuff is from CVS.
You're like, all the other stuff I got.
We had to go to CVS to get Post-it notes and Sharpies because I was dumb and did not bring any, and I need to go put all of the signing stuff in the books.
Yup.
That's what we're gonna do. We're also gonna build carts.
Sorry, I stole your books.
What?
I said, sorry, I stole your books. You're not a booktuber until you've used books as a tripod.
Oh, that's how I started my channel. It was like a box, 3 books, and a business card holder.
Yep.
Okay.
That's when you know you've made it.
That's when you know you're on the right track.
Contemporary romance. I would really like to get into sci-fi, but I'm too scared of actual science. I've been publishing since 2012, so I always feel like a dinosaur. And a fun fact about me is I learned to speak English by watching The Little Mermaid on repeat.
Fantasy, romance, and science fantasy / sci-fi intimidation because it didn't mean that science and fantasy can throw out the science and romance. Let's set it in space.
Hi everyone, I'm Steamy. This is my first book. It's my debut year, so I'm really honored to be on this today. Fun fact about me: when my book first came out, it was slut-shamed on Goodreads.
Of the day yesterday, but I'm talking to my camera. You're good. This is what we're going in today. Because sadly the red heels are no more. We're getting ready. A rubber band? Yeah.
Well, so put it on to wrap that post.
I don't think I have any, I have hair ties, but that wouldn't,
It's fine.
I feel like that would be too much. Now, what did I do with it? Oh, well. I was gonna tell you guys something. We're gonna do the full haul, like swag haul and everything when after today, I've decided. But I wanted to update you and let you know I picked up, what's the name of the book? The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. It is on my Kindle, which is, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I can't remember what I'm doing, like at all. It's on my Kindle, so hopefully I will get some reading of it done while we are standing in line for things, because that's something we'll do. We had fun yesterday. We went to a couple of panels. We went to He Falls Harder, which was talking about kind of like toxic masculinity and gender roles and like the way men are written a bit, like they're written like better partners now in romances. And then the second one we went to was the Romantasy panel. Thank you. And I primarily went because I wanted to see Zoraida Cordova speak, but also like there are a bunch of really cool authors on there that I am now checking out, some of whom I knew. Annie Davenport is adorable, and she just, like, she's so much fun to watch speak. And I did not know this because I've never seen her speak before. But, like, she was just, she had so much energy. Justinian was fun. He's hilarious. And then we got some books signed. I bought some books, a couple of which were books by authors that I, like, heard about on the panels. Again, we'll do the haul later. And then I did pick up The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa and whatever Christina Lauren's, like, romance book is. So I did those. And then I picked up a couple. There was an author that, like, I'll tell you when I get the haul.
Did you just say whatever Christina Lauren's romance is?
No, sorry, not romance, the retelling. Tangled Up in You?
Yeah.
Something like that. We'll see the real cover later. And then we met a lovely person. Her name is Areli, and I don't know what I did with a little packet that she gave me, but it is here somewhere in the apartment. And then I spent the rest of the afternoon editing a frickin' video. I talk too much. Don't make that face at me.
It's a constant struggle.
It is.
I'm so glad you guys are here for our feel versus cry panel. And I had to laugh versus cry. I guess when you're crying, you are feeling. And I've heard the same goes for laughing. We're going to get going, and I'm going to have each of our lovely panelists introduce themselves. And then I am going to ask them absolutely embarrassing questions. Natalie, you want to kick us off with a little introduction?
Hi, I'm Natalie Gagnon. I've been on silent since like 2000 or so I don't know why I frantically checked it. And I write contemporary romantic comedy.
Hi, my name is Jamie Wesley, and my phone is never on silent, so I get like a million notifications. If I don't turn them off, but I need to know when someone follows me on Threads. Like, I just need to know that.
My name is Ashley Poston, and my phone is on silent unless I need to wake up, and usually when that happens, my phone is right here, and I wake up to Yuri on Ice, like this morning, so it's a jump scare at this point.
Yeah, I write magical rom-coms that just kick you right in the feels and then take your spleen and just keeps running.
Hi, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, I'm Jessica Joyce. I go a step further and I'm on Do Not Disturb all the time. So, no one can ever get a hold of me. And
Do you have anxiety? Because I have
do.
all the time. But it sounds like you control your anxiety.
I try. I don't do notifications. I know. And I do not write romantic comedies, but I do write books, I guess, that make people cry.
I'm Eliza Mann, and
I literally don't know what my phone is doing most of the time. I write rich auntie romance. I write paranormal and contemporary.
I've been asked to just remind everyone you do have to keep your masks on in here. So just me. I know we are being hypocritical up here, but yeah. Since fandoms are, about audience participation, I just wanted to throw out a question to everyone, and I guess you can just shout it out. Who here thinks they are part of the most niche fandom?
Ow.
unhinged AO3 tags to kind of represent them in their writing. So we'll just kind of run through the intros. And I also would love to know from everyone as I introduce you, what fandoms are you like particularly passionate about, just in general, so we can get a lay of the land here. Okay, so I guess we'll start from present that Saricia. Okay, Saricia Class is an award-winning author of more than 25 contemporary What's your tag, and what are your main fandoms?
Right now, I'm big into Asian dramas. I've just finished, and a lot of the BL dramas as well. So that's what I've been focusing on. And my tag is "This was cheaper than therapy."
Farrah Sean is a New York Times and USA Today. And I think your most recent book is Pardon My French. Can I just say the cutest title, the cutest cover? I'm obsessed.
Okay, so my fandom is Disney is just my personality. It just is. Everything Disney is me. But also, like, my tag is, like, on the romance side. This makes me shiver just saying these words. I hate you, but what if we held hands?
Jospira is a USA Today bestseller. Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is one of my favorites from last year, and the upcoming, it's a sequel, right? Actually, Temple of Swoon.
So I've got Slick, because my characters are in jungles, and also kissing to assert dominance over enemies. My fandom is obviously Indiana Jones, but I have to say that the hero in Temple of Swoon is actually based after Rodrigo Santoro's character from Love Actually, because he needs redemption.
I would like to request that nobody inform Joe what slick means.
Oh no! I know nothing! I'm baby! I'm baby!
Susan Lee is the author of the critically acclaimed YA romantic comedies, two of my favorites, Soulmates. So what are your fandoms and what are your tags?
Okay, my fandoms are, I'm old, so my fandoms are Merthyr, Merlin and Arthur, BBC, and Sherlock and John Watson, also BBC. And then for books, Kaz and Inej, and Quinn and Blay from Black Dagger Brotherhood. But really my ultimate fandom is me and BTS. So I actually have a different definition of PWP. They were giving some, so anyways, I want to write porn without plot. I also want to write smart, but I write YA, so I write fluff. But every tag I add is another way to disappoint my parents because I'm not adopted.
Okay, and sitting next to me is, and we just met a couple minutes ago. And she told me her name is Ever So Raylo, and she's the author of Really. Don't look that up. This is Allie Hazelwood, author of approximately 87 of her favorite books. And you just announced another one yesterday while signing the 500 books.
Okay, so my fandom, I have many, but my main fandoms are, I would say, Star Trek. So I got into fan fiction by shipping Spock and Uhura in their reboots. And then I would say Star Wars, mostly regular. My tags, I couldn't choose one. So no bad, I like that solo. Moment of silence, please. Inappropriate use of the knot. Although Jo pointed out that she thinks the use is appropriate, but she hasn't read some of my fan fictions. And then the plot The plot was constructed to justify the porn.
Yo, you guys would have just seen all of the fact that I will never need another bookmark again in my life. That's what you would have just seen. We're back from day 2 of SteamyLit Con, and we had a great time. I went to 2 panels today. Do I remember what the panels were? No. Also, I have less books than I thought I did. I'm actually mildly impressed with my, what's the word, guys? Well, I'll think of it in a minute. What?
Your haul.
No, I was trying to figure out what the word is when, like, I purchased less books than I thought I would have.
Oh.
And self-control is the word, but I feel like there's another word that's fancier. They were both great panels. I really enjoyed the first one. I feel like the first one stayed a little bit more on theme than I thought they were going to be, because they were talking about, like, how do you balance trauma and comedy in a lot of your books, and, like, genuinely were some very funny authors. That was a fantastic panel to watch. And then panel B, like, was hilarious. Like, the energy just started from the beginning. You guys would have seen, like, the introductions and stuff. I didn't really take any footage during the panels. Like, I didn't want my camera to be in the way the entire time, and also I didn't have a great view. So I wasn't able to take as much footage of the authors talking as I would have liked. But that's fine. The one thing I would, like, there are some organizational things that they really should work on. Because the queuing system that they had was it felt very slapdash, like very, like, last minute. Paul, for all of the books that we've got in the last 2 days, I got all of my Olivia Dade books signed. These 2 I already owned. These 2 I picked up there. Shipwrecked is a funny story, because I was supposed to have, I haven't finished this yet, I need to finish this. I went out to get this the day it came out, and then they just didn't have it, and I never got around to it, but, like, I like it. And she's funny. She's like me. So she, like, customizes the signature to the different books. And I felt that was very relatable. So I had a very good time. Like, she was fantastic to chat with. I think you could really tell that some authors feel more comfortable and are more used to chatting with people than others. There were a few that, like, I would go up to their table and be like, hey, because I had that little art print, and I, like, was using that to be like, hey, I'm collecting signatures. And then be like, I would love to hear about your book and stuff like that. And there were a few that I, like, just the general vibe when I walked up to the table, I was like, maybe we don't. I felt like asking about their book was going to be annoying to them. Another thing I got while we were here is I got this. This is a special dust jacket for At First Spite. Don't know if I'm going to keep it, because it's not really, I actually like the other cover a little bit better, but it was there, and it's pretty, so I figured I would get it. And Brianna tells me it's a very important scene in the book. Sarah Desai was so great, because I have the marriage game, the dating plan, and then I also got Singles Table. They didn't have the dating plan in the Meet Cute bookstore. So I went and I got this. I was like, I'm here. I might as well get both of these signed while I am here. And then when I got to her table, she had some, that's her signature, she had some copies of the dating plan sitting at her table. And I was like, hey, I've got a question. Like, are those, oh, I love that she put to Margaret on the purple one. So I walked up to the table and I was like, hey, like, are those extra copies for sale? And she's like, no, but I can give you one. And I was like, oh, that would be cool. They didn't have it so that'd be fantastic. So I got a free book. I also, Zoraida Cordova was selling The Inheritance of Octavia Divina. And so, oh, there's one of my stickers. I knew I had. You know what? I probably have a bunch of stickers and stuff. And look at how, like, it's got foiling on it. I don't know if you can see that, but, like, the roses are foiled and all that stuff. And you can't see that on the library book, but that was so cool to find out. As I'm, like, literally, they're like, I would love to get a copy of that. And I was like, oh my god. She gave me this sticker to go with, come on, there we go. That one goes with Orcadia Divina. And then I got this one from Adriana Herrera, along with a cute little bookmark that I got at the bookstore. But I got a Caribbean Heiress in Paris. This came recommended by Aurelie. They sat next to us at lunch yesterday. And somewhere I have a little package that they gave me to unbox for you or take out for you guys. So I love how like I had such neat piles, and now she said this was really, really good, and the way she was talking about it, I was like, I had to pick it up and buy it. So I got that. I also got The Wedding Crasher signed by Mia Sosa. Obviously this is going on my shelf forever because I thought it was fantastic. We got 7 Year Slip signed by Ashley Poston. So Susan Lee, like just the way she was like interacting with people and like chatting with them, I had to get her books. So I got The Name Drop and Soulmates. Brianna also picked up Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. Oh, there's a sticker in there too. Ooh, what is this? That pitch took my soap. I have no idea what this means, but I'm sure I will later. Nisha was giving these away at the end, and Brianna grabbed a copy while she was trying to see if she could get Allie, where Allie Hazelwood was in her line. And then the final one that we have that I picked up is, oh, we also have, I forgot we had those. We have these that go with it that they gave us. That's so cool. I haven't read this series yet. I mean, I haven't read any Christine Lauren yet. I'm working on the Soulmate Equation though, right now. And then it was really cute how they did their signatures, because one of them it's like a C and an L, so one of them did the C and one of them did the L. And that was fun and that was cute. Let me see if I can find that little packet. This is this little packet that Aurelie handed out. They are the one that got me to buy the Adriana Herrera book, but these are so cute, little stickers in here and bookmarks that they put together. You've got that one. And then you've got this little doc. And then we got this one. There's a million books I haven't read, but just you wait. I think that one might get, like, some of these are going to go on my cart, and I'll show you what the top of my cart looks like now. I got a few stickers. Some of these will go on the top of the cart if it wants to focus, thank you. And some of these, like that one, I think I'm saving for something else, like something special. Got the Adobe Bookshop. There we are. And then, ooh, this little bookmark. Do you want to focus? This little bookmark that's got 2 different sides of like bookshelves that you can like do. Oh, this is cool. Look. Okay, look at this one. So you've got a little reading tracker on this one. Oh, that's so cool. So you can do like 2 different years. And I heard about this and I wish I'd known that this was in here. I should have done this yesterday. But this one, like, you put in the title of the book and the author's name when you read it and what the, like, you have them sign it, and then what the star rating was. I am going to go start getting some semblance of this under control. So today's been an adventure so already. My flight got canceled this morning. Well, one leg of my flight got canceled. Let's talk about the book real quick, because I don't know how long I'm going to have this spot to myself. I am 45% into The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I'm liking it. I really like the setup. I like how they were able to set up River as someone that Jess would be antagonistic towards without making him someone that, like, you're going, sweetie, that's a walking red flag. And then I'm really liking kind of the build between the two of them as they are getting toward, like, as we're going towards them having, you know, matched, and now they're getting to know each other a little bit. And I'm liking the things, like the moments, they're being the bonding moments. I hopefully will actually be getting home. Well, actually, no, I'll still be getting home tomorrow, just earlier in the morning tomorrow than I was going to be getting home today, because so I had an overnight flight. So I was supposed to get home tomorrow at noon, but the final leg of the flight, which is Houston to Tampa, got canceled because there is a tropical storm going past where I live right now, and it is like they're canceling flights and they're rerouting everything. Oh my god, it was such a pain with Spirit, because like they don't have people manning their desk and their customer service full time. They only have people manning their customer service 3 hours before the flight. And it was really, like, it was very frustrating for me, because she's like, oh no, we don't open for another until 11:30. And I was like, okay, well, my flight was canceled. She's like, well, what time was your flight? And I was like, it's at 2:26 is the first flight. She's like, okay, well, we'll be here at 11:30. And I was like, that's not helpful when you guys are like, hey, speak with an agent. I ended up getting a refund for my Spirit flight and rebooking on United. And now the United flight's been delayed. So that one was supposed to, like, I was supposed to have like 45 minutes to get on to the next plane. And now I have, let's see, I had an hour to eat and I have another hour before I have to start boarding. So anyways, I will check in with you guys when I've read more of the book. And probably when I'm home, probably tomorrow. Hello and welcome to the end of the vlog. Here's what we're gonna do. We have 3 things I think I wanted to cover. What was the third one though? I know for sure I just want to, like, you know, bring y'all, oh, that's what it, okay, I remember. 3 things that I need to update y'all on. Number 1, what I thought about the soulmate equation. Number 2, how things worked out for me at the airport. And number 3, my final impressions of SteamyLit Con 2024. I guess actually we'll start with how things ended up at the airport and like all of the traveling stuff that was going on, because like it explains why I didn't finish the soulmate equation while I was stuck at the airport for 5 hours waiting for it to be light enough for my mother to deem it safe for my father to drive. My parents worry about stuff sometimes that I'm just like, you guys don't need to worry, I'm a big girl. And so I had not let them know that I had an overnight flight, because originally I was leaving at like 12:30 on Sunday and I was going to get back at like 12:30 on Monday. So they were expecting that I would not be back until halfway through Monday. So I hadn't communicated that part, so they thought I still had somewhere to stay, which meant that my mom was like, well, you'll have to be okay with, like, I guess, you know, as long as you're okay with, she didn't ask me if I was okay with staying at the airport. Like, there was a whole thing that we had to sit down and talk about, because I was just, like, I know she doesn't like to drive in the rain and in the dark and all of that stuff, and so I wasn't going to, like, push her to drive in those when she's worried about the flash flood warning and all of that stuff that none of that happened. So anyways, I got back to Tampa about 1:30 and I stuck it out at the airport until about 6 a.m. when my dad headed over to take care of me, or to come and get me. And like the thing that I hadn't like put into perspective, I was like, okay, I probably will have to end up like I didn't think he was willing to come and pick me up at 1:30 in the morning. I did not know. That was information I got later, that he would have come and picked me up at 1:30 in the morning. And if I had known that, I might have pushed for it a little bit more. But like, that was the most miserable 5 hours I have ever been through, barring times when I am legitimately ill. I tried a couple of times to like settle in and sleep, and I could not, because I just didn't have enough on me to keep me warm. Like, I had enough, I was fine on the plane, all of that stuff, but when I was just sitting in the airport, not fun. So that was an experience that I hope I never have to repeat again. Because I was so miserable, I didn't read any more of the soul equation after I got off the plane. I think I got to like 50 or 60%, and while I could have feasibly finished it in that time, I did not. So I finished that later, 5 stars. I had a really good time with that book. Christina Lauren did a lot of things that I really appreciated with that book. The one like gripe that I have is I feel like we needed a little bit more time between, there is a thing that is not terrible, but that River does do, that is very neurodivergent of him, very ADHD of him. But, like, I felt like we needed a little bit, I mean, we got the epilogue, so it worked out well. But I just, like, I was like, I feel like going from, okay, we've had this discussion, there wasn't enough thought on our heroine. Like, I feel like she should have been allowed a little more time narratively to process, like, and have that conversation. It worked out the way that I wanted it to anyways, so I can forgive that, like, maybe that sequence of events didn't happen. I loved the way that they worked with her and her having a kid and then him coming in, and, like, it was, like, fanfic levels of cuteness. I just have a soft spot in my heart when you have these stories. Number one, because I know there's not a lot of representation out there for single parents, but I love it when you have these stories that mom has a kid and dad, like the love interest just steps in, like without really needing to be asked. Honestly, like, it's just like, hey, what can I do? She trusted him a little bit more with her 7-year-old than I would have in the matter of weeks that they knew each other. Like, was side-eyeing that a little bit, but again, it's a romance novel. It's fine. He can't be anything other than who the author says he's going to be, because he is a fictional character. And then for my final impressions of SteamyLit Con, it was not perfect. No event ever is. I do recognize that as someone who has done BookNet Fest, I'm spoiled. The people who run BookNet Fest very closely align to my personal values when it comes to accessibility, when it comes to protecting disabled people, when it comes to protecting people who have chronic illnesses, things like that. I don't know how to like communicate how I felt walking into this event where I was expecting to be the only person masking. or one of the only people masking. I'm so used to that. I'm very careful with my health because my lungs are already in enough trouble as it is. I already have enough, I have enough issues. I do not want more. And I have managed to avoid COVID as far as I'm aware for the last 4 years. And I want to continue doing that. I mask anywhere that I am going to be around people that I do not know. And so I was going to SteamyLit Con expecting that I would be the only person masking. And to walk in and to have, and I didn't even, like, because I hadn't been reading the emails really, because, like, that was all information. I was like, that's information that I can look at the night before. But to walk in and to be, like, talking with Brianna and being like, oh, that's so cool that some of them are masking, and Brianna being like, yeah, they're requiring it. Like, that's a level of support I'm not used to getting. I have a friend that I was talking with as I was going, who had wanted to go last year and wasn't able to go because they were not masking at all last year. And when she reached out to be like, hey, would you consider, like, doing these things to make sure that people who are disabled, people who are chronically ill or immunocompromised also have access, did not get a great response from them and felt very dismissed. To have them, and I understand that, like, this is partly a reaction to what happened last year, to have them have made that decision was very encouraging. And while I know it could have been implemented a little bit better, I definitely saw places, and day 2, we definitely got some more reminders. You saw that in the footage, having people remind people that they needed to put their masks back on. But you did see, like, at breakfast where, like, people were completely unmasked even after they had finished eating, which to me, like, the breakfast is a convenience. It's very nice. Brianna and I both have, like, thoughts about how well the meals were managed, but that's not necessarily on SteamyLit Con. We feel like that's more on the hotel. I would like to see in future, like, maybe us, like, that starting from day 1. I would have liked to see that. I mean, like, there's only so much they can do to control people. Like, there was a girl in that announcement you saw who was one table over, and this bitch heard them go, hey, you need to be masked. Didn't have a mask on her, didn't fucking care. And I just side-eyed her a little bit. Funny, there were a couple of times where I saw people at tables that, like, seemed to feel that while they were at the table, they did not need to be masked. And I would have liked them to be able to do something similar to what was done at BookNet Fest, where, like, and I mean, it was Madi and Sam approaching people, but, like, where they had people who would come over with a mask and be like, hey, you need to put this on if you're going to stay in this room. I do know there were a couple of issues with volunteers, like, getting enough this year. So I recognize that that may not have been possible, and I also don't think they're going to be able to see people who are all the way in the middle of a room not masking. Like, that's not, like, it's not feasible for them to keep track of every single person. So I appreciate the efforts that they made. I would like to see a little bit more, especially when it comes to, like, the signing rooms, because it really seemed to be like the authors could choose whether or not they wanted to be wearing masks. And I was really appreciative of all the authors that did continue to be masked. I recognize that, like, a lot of people want to take photos without masks. I totally get that. I know I'm not winning that battle. But I would have liked to see a little bit more solidarity from some of the other authors. Like, I had one and honestly, I shouldn't have removed my mask, but I did because it was a weird moment. But I had one that she's like, hey, I want a picture, and, like, do you want to get a picture? And remove that mask. I've been vaccinated 3 times. And I was like, but you can still spread it if you're vaccinated. I really, really hope that they will continue with masking next year. That is one of the biggest selling points for me as to whether or not I want to go next year. Like, I will be very disappointed if they decide to go back on that for next year, unless things are vastly different in this world, and I don't think they're going to be. I didn't have an issue with people on the panels being masked because, number one, that is them specifically taking their own risk, and they were far enough away from people that I felt like the audience's risk was still very low, and if they were willing to take that risk up on stage, that's fine. I did have a great time overall. I had a lot of fun just going to the different authors' tables, and if you're an author there, so many of y'all were just lovely. Some of y'all were very tired, and I could tell. And, like, man, get some sleep. I hope you slept like a baby when this was done, and you had great travels back. Brianna had brought these little, like, pictures, and I went around and I just had as many people sign them as I could if I didn't have books. I really, like, that was fun. It was fun getting to listen to people, like, walk up and talk about their books. There were, like, basically our strategy was, okay, do we see anyone that is sitting by themselves? There's no one at their table asking for signatures. Let's go talk to them. Like, let's make them feel, like, important and learn about their books, because their books probably aren't being talked about a lot. I do feel like there were some organizational issues that could be worked on, especially when you have something that's, like, 1,200 people. Like the systems that they had in place, I think would have worked for a smaller crowd. But with the number of people that you had, I felt like there needed to be a little bit more direction. It would have been nice to have some like very clear signage in regards to things like the wristbands. We were told by multiple volunteers that they did reset. Like we checked with 2 or 3 people because we heard things, like we would hear something and then we'd be like, okay, is that what that means? And they'd be like, oh no, it's gonna reset tomorrow. And so it would have been nice to have like some very clear signage saying, hey, wristbands do not reset, like, because we would have gone and gotten our wristbands for some people way like first day instead of doing what we did, which was go in one room one day and one room the other day. There was some stuff with like them wanting you to check in with a QR code in our first panel, and I understand what they were trying to do. I understand the system and how they were trying to make sure like they were keeping track of how many people were in, and I think they thought that that would be easier. In my experience, it just made things a little bit inefficient. There definitely needed to be more direction about where to wait for things, because I think there was a lot of like building the lines and redoing the lines as they were like after they got unmanageable. There was a situation where like people didn't know where to wait for when the signings would open, because you couldn't start the line until 30 minutes before things opened. But because we had an hour of downtime, people were like, well, where else am I going to wait? What else am I going to do? There wasn't really anywhere designated for people to go. I think it would have been better to potentially have some signage and maybe have like do what they did inside the panels and have like taped off where you needed to start lining up, so people would know kind of, okay, if you are going to be waiting around to get in line, be around this area. I understand that there are like safety standards and things that the hotel is like, things that the hotel is like mad, like not mad, but like you can't do this, it's a fire hazard. So like I feel like if there had been more direction of, okay, you know what, or maybe even more time for the line to start, wait over here, this is where we can have people congregate safely. A lot of people who were just standing, hanging out, talking with friends got hit by people being like, hey, you need to move and all that. And then the funniest thing was they were like, hey, you guys can't block the right of way. And then they had this little gathering of their volunteers right in the middle where they just chased people out of. All that said, I really did have a good time. I enjoyed getting to meet people as we were sitting at our tables. I met quite a few lovely people that like we got to hang out with, got to chat with. I met people while I was sitting at my table for panels. Rocks, if you're watching this, please let me know where else I can find you, because we had a good time shitting on Fourth Wing. I have so many new books that I know I need to check out now based on all of that. I've been trying to get back into my romance era, so like this is perfect because I've got a bunch of people that like are writing romances or writing romantasy. Then I'm like, okay, like there were a couple like where they were like sitting there talking about their book and I was like, I have no more room in my suitcase for books. But I'm taking them, I'm taking this. I'm taking whatever this card is that you have so that I know I need it. Like there are some that I literally was like, I'm gonna take a picture of this because I'm gonna go buy this when I get home. We took a really like lackadaisical kind of approach to everyone that did not, like we went and we got our wristbands in the one room and then in the next room the next day. And then we just kind of went back and forth here and there to check. Sierra Simone's table was great because since we didn't know, we didn't get wristbands for Sierra, and Brianna had books that she wanted to have signed. And it was very funny because like I was the one that asked the question first, so I think they assumed I had stuff that would be signed, because when we went over to be like, hey, are there wristbands left? They're like, no, but we're planning on being done, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone's turning away to go, and the girl, whoever her assistant is, I guess, grabbed me and goes, there's no one here, just go get it signed. And I was like, Brianna. That was really nice of them. I would definitely consider going again next year. It will probably depend on whether or not I'd be going alone. But I'm also trying to go and get out and do more of these events. Like this is the first time I've been able to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can go off to this bookish festival for this weekend without having to worry about like, will it affect my work schedule? Am I gonna have to fight with an employer about like having time off? Will it cut into my paycheck? And so I would really like to, while I have this extra flexibility in my schedule, or during the times of the year that I have this extra flexibility in my schedule, I'd like to try it out. Yeah, that's it. That's the video. If you want to see the books that I read for this, it will be up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!